What's going on YouTube? AlphonZeus of Team Gradelock here with another episode of Team Gradelock Unlocks week. This time we're going to be going into the latest Cardfight Vanguard episode, Ride 176, as well as results from our local and any more news that we have from Team Gradelock to you, our subscribers. So let's get right into it. Ride 176. Spoiler alert, you haven't seen the episode yet, please pause, close the video, go watch that episode, then come back right here so we can discuss about it. Of course, if you don't want to do that, please click on the link in the description down below to get right to the results of our local. So, Ride 176, the place where Aichi returns. This episode in particular advances the plot quite a bit of the way forward, because now, after an epic card fight between Kai and Ren where Kai came out the victor, it seems that Ren left him a clue, or at least gave him a tablet with some picture that looks kind of like Stonehenge on it. Now, it seems that Ren does know something about it. Maybe he's not affected by the whole memory wipe that a lot of the other characters have experienced. Because if so, then only Kai and Ren actually remember what happened before the end of Season 3. So, now we get to see, alright, he gathers everyone up, and they're getting ready. But beforehand, we actually see Naoki and Misaki hanging out at the school, and Naoki actually ends up putting up a sign for the Cardfight Club right outside the physics preparatory lab. And so, we then come into the place where, okay, it's kind of like a souvenir, a bookmark, whatever, of their history, and as Naoki describes it, it's an important place. Because, it's where they hang out, that's where they spend their time, and it's, it really holds near and dear to them. And it turns out we then run into Shingo, who just happens to be, leaving this physics lab, and after they run into it, but Shingo doesn't even remember either, so he addresses them as the delinquent punk and, the big boss lady. These nicknames are just funny, I don't even know why they even did it. But anyways, so after that little scuffle right there and they leave, then Shingo starts to say Cardfight Club. And if you notice when he dropped his magazine, it turns out that of course it had a picture of Ultra Rare on it minus Corey. So we go back to the main group, they say, alright, we're all ready to go, and Kamui is already addressing Naoki as Senpai, of course, because he's the co-leader. Then after that, we get to see them actually travel. I'm not sure exactly how they got to this location. Maybe they GPS, maybe they do this, but it seems that future is kind of interesting, to be honest. Very interesting to live in when card fights or trading card games in general have taken such a hold of the world that people are like really diving into it. So by the time they reach the place, they see some of the card fight circles there, and so to their surprise, they see Galliard pop up from them, being summoned, and now Naoki steps up to the plate. So we already seen Galliard facing off against Kai in this Gold Paladin versus Royal Paladin matchups, where Galliard was actually using Aichi's build. This time though, Galliard brings everybody to the prison, but only of course Naoki will be affected. And then he uses Gold Paladin again, but this time it's his build. So what we see here is the usual, okay, ride 1, ride 2, whatever, deal damage. But Galliard managed to make a pretty broken turn 2 play by getting in 3 attacks, and the Vanguard attack having the critical, thereby already putting Naoki at 4 damage. It's pretty silly. And then when we see Naoki step up to plate, okay, grade 2 ride, whatever. Now by the time he rides on the grade 3, he's already on 5 damage. And it's really getting to it that, okay, this guy is just getting everything that he wanted ever. And so, by the time we get to see the grade 3 ride of this new unit, I don't know where to put this guy. Because, of course, this guy's not Garmor, this guy's not Alfred, this guy's not even, Spectral Duke. It's a completely new unit, so I'm wondering how the lore, revolves around him, at least in this, Gold Paladin clan. So, by the time we get to see them ride, Naoki activates his Legion first. So, pretty much, whoever activates the Legion first is bound to lose. But, of course, there have been maybe some exceptions, as I may say, either earlier in the episode or maybe later down in the season. Because usually whoever activates Legion first would end up losing. But this is actually an interesting Legion because Naoki pulled off a really broken combo for 4 counterblasts to get rid of the entire rearguard columns. Because, okay, Big Man Knuckle Dragon, boom, alright, you put him at 5 damage, and then Counterblast 1, okay, you retire the 1 and back, you retire the 1 and back. That is pretty broken. It may be combo heavy, but I do like that fact that you literally cannot take a Vanguard. You don't want to take a Legion attack, especially with the rear guard effect going off. And then he wasn't able to finish the job, and now he of course only had 3 cards in his hand by the time he performed Legion, and then Galliard already had at least 2 to 3 cards in his hand after his turn was over. And then we get to see him perform Legion. Now, when you see the Legion, we don't necessarily see the Legion skill. I don't see him superior calling, I don't see any extra crit or, power to rear guards, but it seems that, that'll probably be saved for a later time. And of course, now he goes down like this fire, and Galliard pretty much toots his own horn, just saying, oh, you're not in my league, I am the true flame, whatever. You may have a fiery spirit, but I am the true heat. And so, that kind of destroys some morale. And so, Misaki wanted to go up next, because, okay, we're gonna go, like, we won't give up. And, Naoki, it's pretty surprising, especially after taking a judgment once and taking a judgment twice, these Quattro Knights are thinking, wow, is my judgment not enough? But of course, it seems like they're the cocky old, bad guys that say, oh, you'll never defeat us, whatever. And then we get to see the part where Kai steps up. And it's like, Kai's like, hold my scarf, I'm gonna go in. And then we hear a familiar voice. We see Corin in a new getup outfit appear. And now she says, I'll take him on. And so everything comes crashing down. Like, whoa, okay, Corin, okay. It seems that you were trying to keep Aichi all to yourself. Damn. And then she even gathered what seemed like better card fighters to guard Aichi from the outside world, in particular Kai and the other mates. Whew! I want to see how this is going to go, because I want to see if there's any more Jewel Knight support. They're going to be so broken. Because another interesting thing, what I've noticed about this was, at least for the, I don't see much of the special counter blasting. I see the special, call, retire, arrest, etc. But I still see the Eradicator Perfect Guards going on, so they may hold value quite a bit. So, as we move on to the, next episode of Ride 177, the Announced Truth, this is where we get to see everything fall down. I am so hyped for this episode now, because now we have the main character going up against what may be the main antagonist for this season, and it's going to be amazing. I am looking forward to it. It's going to be an awesome episode. I want to see what the Royal Paladins have in store, if it's going to be a mirror match, or if she's actually going to be using Gold Paladin instead. Whatever the case may be, I don't remember much for the preview, but of course, feel free to comment down below to correct me and get all of that done and out of the way. So now, I hope you enjoyed this episode breakdown. If you have any more comments, feel free to do that as well. And now, let's get right to the results of our local. Alright, so I have a bunch of results from you for this past week in terms of the tag team, or at least the singles tournaments, both on Friday and Saturday, since there weren't enough teams to participate. So on Friday, we had, I think, 10 or 12 people. We had top 4, so we had Joe coming in with Avengers, Jenna with the end of Kagero, we got Ian with the Maguses of Oracle Think Tank, and Arturo with Avengers. So we have 2 Shadow Paladin decks in the form of Avengers, a Kagero, and an Oracle Think Tank in the top 4, so congrats to you guys. And now let's move into Saturday, where we get to see both the Sneak Peek tourney as well as some other results for not only Vanguard but also Buddyfight. Now, for the Sneak Peek draft, we had, I think, about 8 people for it. We had 6 people actually go ahead for the Kagero extra booster, while 2 people went for the Nova Grapplers. And don't worry about the Skype noises, that's actually coming from me. But, resuming back, I was so close to getting an SP Novell, but the only problem was, it was pretty much, Jason saw the pack, he didn't take the first pack, he passed the 2 over me. And then I saw 2 packs. I was about to reach for a pack, and then he grabbed the, and then Precise, he grabbed the left one, so I was like, okay. I pulled a Dragon Dancer Maria and the original Dragonic Overlord, but he pulled the SP Novell. So, yeah. And ironically, when we got the 3 rounds of Swiss top 4, it was, I went up against Precise first. I managed to outlast him, and he decked out pretty much, because of course, 30 cards in Vanguard, especially when you have a grade 3 with Twin Drive coming in at you, it's pretty bad. You need to either get triggers or just get really, really lucky. I managed to beat him, even with Transcendence on deck. I managed to at least try and guard as much damage as possible, and then, by the time you manage Transcendence, I don't have to worry about guarding that much. Second round, I went up against Eric. He managed to get the triggers in time, and Brock Kruger, I underestimated it, because I was at 3 damage, I was like, okay, no guard. He drop check a crit and a stand. And then he used Stirring Valkuga to swing again, and I was like, yeah, I'm screwed. Because I had one card left in my deck after I had to go through everything, and he won. And then, third round, I went up against Shane, and it was a pretty intense battle. We managed to get to game 3. And it was pretty legit. Because I think, like, we were both grade locked at one game. I just managed to get to grade 2. And then well, actually, no, it was a legit all 3 games. And it was crazy, because it was just all, like, we were just bashing heads together, and you know, it was pretty intense, and I did like it. I managed to come out on top at, you know, to go 2-1, but I placed 4th out of 8. So top 2 just so happened to be Jason and Eric, so they got their boosters. I actually have pack openings that I can provide you guys, and you know, so we can get that underway. I'll have that up for you tomorrow. And then we had a regular Cardfight Vanguard tourney with about, I think, 10 players. Or 12 players. It was pretty much good. It was good that, you know, both Friday and Saturday had a good number of participants. I think the top 4 there were Jason with Avengers for Shadow Paladin. He went undefeated. We had Henry going with Chaosbreaker Dragon. We had Joe Maglio go with of Team Dark Matter going in with Narukami. And then we had Precise going in with Aqua Force. So it's really good we have a pretty diverse lineup, at least for the Saturdays, where at least one of each clan managed to top. And it seems like Chaosbreaker is starting to lose a little bit of its, you know, shine. But of course, it's a really powerful card, especially when people come back from Gradelock, because damn, you know, Chaosbreaker Dragon, you can be Gradelocked for 2 turns, and you can still come back because it's just like, alright, I'm gonna lock your stuff, so not only negating attacks, but I get pluses as I go along, and it gets pretty silly. Of course, it can be easy to deck out with, but it's a very, very consistent and very powerful deck. And now with Novell going into the league, oh man, so it's gonna be like another format of crazy dragons with either, you know, with Raging Form, with the End, Chaosbreaker Dragon with Descendants. Now Novell's coming in. Dragon format is just dragons, dragons. Although there are other decks out there that are really doing good in terms of, you know, performing well at topping, even though that all top 4 today was pretty much Raging Form, Chaosbreaker, Tetra Drive, and Descendant. Well, now let's go on to Buddyfight. Now, Buddyfight, we only had 6 people enter, of course. It's still growing. But I used a Dragon Roll deck with a 2 flash decks combined together along with some help from decks, and Arturo helping me supply with Grimoires and some key monsters like Drum Bunker. First round I went up against Dex. He beat me because he had the answers to clear my field, and I didn't have answers to that. I didn't have the, you know, blue dragon shields to help me because I definitely need those. I only have the green dragon shield. Second round I went up against Ian. He beat me because Danger World, the key item was his the weapon that can penetrate through a monster and still deal damage to me. Because if so, I would have been able to negate maybe something, or at least destroy, or at least hold off for another turn and let another monster deal me damage. And then third round I went up against Alex, and he was playing Magic World. I managed to beat him, but I guess the only thing was, if it wasn't for that green dragon shield, I would have lost before I would have went to game. Yeah, we were in game 3 already. He would have won because he managed to charge the card that he just drew because he had no cards in his hand, and then okay, nice one, draw 2. Saturday Night Live, call 3. And it was just like, on the last attack, when I was about to attack, I did Green Dragon Shield. And I was like, so I managed to do that, and then swing in, Reckless Anger, I got game. So those are the results of the Buddyfight. I'm actually enjoying this quite a bit, with Cardfight Vanguard. I do want to enter the Cardfight Vanguard 20s with the same decks that I have been going, but I do want to be more participating in Buddyfight, and also see if we can get more Buddyfight casual series coming up. So we have a balance between 2 different card games. Of course, Cardfight Vanguard was the original. We will always be providing you with Cardfight Vanguard content, but we are also willing to do any Buddyfight content as well. So feel free to comment down below. You want to see another Buddyfight casual series? You want to see more Cardfight Vanguard? Or do you want to see another TCG entirely different? Well, we'll see what we can do about the entirely different TCG, but we'll see what happens. Because I know I've been talking about Yu-Gi-Oh! Recently. I just haven't been able to attend events because of money for college student graduating. So, anyways. In terms of the Vanguard news, we get to see a couple more things in June besides the launch of the extra boosters for both Nova Grapplers and Kageros. We also get to see the successor of the Sacred Regalia, which is the new trial deck for the Genesis, which includes the Break Ride that's used with Minerva, coming up for at least in July, where Set 14 is going to launch. And Set 14 is going to be another interesting set to kind of break the meta in some, or at least provide some much needed support to some groups, especially in both Ash Weavers and Dauntless Dominate Dragon Weavers. So that's definitely going to be a very intimidating matchup. And Kageros and Royal Paladins will definitely get a big boost in terms of what's going to happen. And of course, this is going to come into the very chaotic meta where you see Novell, you see Chaos Breaker, you see Raging Form, you see so many other units. And now I get to see the true variety of Vanguard pop up, where it's pretty much don't get Gradelock and hope you don't get sacked. But besides that, I haven't had a chance to do a casual series because we've actually been working on an intro video, and this intro video will be uploaded in the middle of the week, just so that when we start advertising to people, we at least have an intro video to show everyone. I'll have that up by Wednesday, so be tuned for that. I also asked the group to see if they can record some casual series matches, so we have at least one match uploaded for this week. And also, I do want to plan to help out because I want to get spotlighted by Domino Paris 21's channel. And I know that we probably won't be able to do the discussion video this week, so next week definitely, when we get time, we'll take some time out of the day to at least have a meta discussion just like we did last year. And besides that, that's pretty much it for me. If you have any other suggestions or any other ways that you can help promote our channel, feel free to comment down below with it. I know that we're looking towards making a Facebook page for it, and pretty much when summer hits, and that's when a lot of our teammates are out of high school. I know there's a couple of us that are in college, others that are working, as well as others that are still in high school. So we're gonna see what we can do about that. I think a Facebook page would be great for the Team Gradelock, because we get to interact with our fans a bit more than just on the YouTube page. So feel free to stay tuned for that. There's a couple projects that Team Gradelock is working on for the summer. So stay tuned, guys. And don't forget to like and subscribe to this video. Comment down with any suggestions. And that is it for me. My name is AlphonZeus of Team Gradelock, and I hope you enjoyed this episode of Team Gradelock Unlocks this week. I will see you all next time, guys. Take care.